need to talk. I just do what I do. I'm not a talker like that. I'm not a talker. I handle my business. That's all I need to know.
Know my boundaries. I want to fight Anthony Joshua. Exclusive.
When they drew, he would have fought Jake Paul. It was lined up basically. A lot of people get mad when people say he's the face of boxing. These highly rated boxers want to fight Jake Paul.
Anthony Joshua claps back at Jake Paul's call-out in live interview. Anthony Joshua didn't mince words when addressing Jake Paul's recent challenge during a live interview. The heavyweight champion made it clear that his focus remains on his professional career, dismissing Paul's attempts to provoke him. "I don't engage in trash talk," Joshua stated firmly. At the end of the day, mental games don't win fights, skill, discipline, and experience do. His response underscored his confidence and composure, reinforcing that he won't be swayed by Paul's bold antics. For Joshua, boxing is about legacy, not hype.
Good luck to him, man. Do your thing. I'm gonna do mine, he's gonna do his. What more can I say? I don't really need to talk. I just do what I do. I'm not a talker like that. I'm not a talker. I handle my business. That's all I need to know. You tell me in America what type of vim do I need to bring. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this and that and that and this. Trust me, I'm from the UK. We stand on our business. I'm standing on my business. I'm gonna handle mine. I've never seen someone win a fight via mental games. Like, the way you win a fight is by punching someone more times or punching someone harder than the other person. So it's here nor there.
Jake Paul challenges Anthony Joshua in bold call-out. Jake Paul has publicly called out boxing star Anthony Joshua, claiming he wants to fight and defeat the former heavyweight champion. Despite acknowledging his own limitations, Paul remains confident in his ability to take on Joshua. His bold challenge has sparked reactions from fans and analysts alike, with many questioning whether he fully grasps the magnitude of the challenge he's pursuing.
Know my boundaries. I want to fight Anthony Joshua. Exclusive. Because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's ass.
He just got knocked out, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have a chin, and he has no skill, and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends, all this shit, but I want to fight you.
Jake Paul's trash talk targets Anthony Joshua. While Jake Paul has helped secure massive paydays for several boxers, his approach toward Anthony Joshua has been far from respectful. Paul has repeatedly mocked Joshua, claiming he has no chin and no skills, a bold statement aimed at a former heavyweight champion who has faced elite competition. Many see Paul's comments as a deliberate tactic to provoke Joshua and drum up hype for a potential fight. Whether this strategy will work or backfire remains to be seen.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua. Exclusive. Because I know that I will.
I'm so sorry for my English, but I have to. See, Jake Paul does lots of good things. He has a camp for kids where he, I guess, gives training and coaching and gloves and environment for kids in Puerto Rico. He helped lots of boxers to get the bigger purse than they deserve. He has done some good things. And you are kind of trying to be on his side, but then he says something like that. Like, you almost are on his side, and then he says, I want to fight Anthony Joshua and Canelo at the same night or whatever. Jake, fighting Anthony Joshua and Canelo is not fighting Tyron Woodley or 60 years old Mike Tyson with Alzheimer's. Anthony Joshua is able to literally kill you. No doubt. If his mission is to kill you on the ring, he will kill you. You lost against Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury won against you. What Anthony Joshua? What Canelo, my friend? Canelo, you would need the liver replacement after Canelo fight. I promise you. So stop doing that shit. Do the good things you are doing, and we'll be on your side. Just stop saying crazy shit like this.
Fans skeptical of Jake Paul's challenge to Anthony Joshua. One of the biggest criticisms of Jake Paul's call-out of Anthony Joshua stems from his loss to Tommy Fury, a fighter with far less experience than a seasoned champion like Joshua. If Paul couldn't defeat Fury, many argue, how can he possibly contend with an elite-level boxer like Joshua? The bold challenge has sparked debate, with critics accusing Paul of chasing clout rather than a legitimate fight. While his confidence grabs headlines, boxing fans remain unconvinced that he's truly ready for such a high-stakes matchup.
I've got to be taking the mick. Jake Paul has called out Anthony Joshua and claims, I will fucking beat Anthony Joshua's ass. You know what? I want this to happen, just so Anthony Joshua could just absolutely decimate this man right here. So first he fights Tommy Fury, a legitimate professional boxer, and he loses. Then he fights an OAP and Mike Tyson and beats him. Obviously, he's nearly 60 years old. Then he goes to try and fight Canelo, which fell through, thankfully. Then he tried to fight Tank Davis, which again fell through. And now he wants to fight Anthony Joshua, a legit world-level heavyweight boxer. Anthony Joshua is someone that I've always looked up to and probably one of my favourite boxers to this day and age. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind Jake Paul here and there, but there's just things he does in the sport that I don't agree with at all. And fighting Anthony Joshua, listen, I'm all here for it, just to see him get knocked clean out. The fact that he thinks he can compete with these high-level boxers, even though he lost to Tommy Fury, is just laughable. But how long does it take for Anthony Joshua to knock Jake Paul out? I'm saying 5 seconds.
Anthony Joshua's elite experience exposes Jake Paul's uphill battle. Anthony Joshua has already tested himself against boxing's elite, including 2 high-profile bouts against Alexander Usyk, a master technician widely considered one of the sport's most skilled pound-for-pound fighters. While Joshua came up short against Usyk, those championship-level battles demonstrate the gulf in class between legitimate world-class heavyweights and YouTube-turned boxer Jake Paul. Given Joshua's extensive resume against top-tier competition, Paul's limited professional experience, consisting mostly of bouts against aging MMA fighters and fellow influencers, makes his challenge appear particularly unrealistic. The vast difference in technical ability, power, and championship experience suggests Paul would be dramatically outmatched against a fighter of Joshua's caliber.
The belts were finally out of my possession, which I was expecting to win. It just kind of tore me apart, and that's raw emotion live on your screen. Obviously, looking back, could I have dealt with things better? Yeah, of course, but at the time that wasn't the priority, it was just outpour of emotion.
There are so many athletes we're seeing across gymnastics, cricket, rugby and football that have taken time out of their sport to deal with their mental health before coming back in. Did you at any point in that period think, I need to take an extended break away from boxing before coming back in?
It wasn't the fact I needed to take a break. You know what it was? I actually watched a lot of fighters that have taken time out of the game for those reasons as well. And I think, okay, if they've done it, I should be doing it. But I've got to look at myself as an individual. And what it is, I feel like if I take time out, I'm letting everyone catch up. And I want to be ahead of...
Anthony Joshua praises YouTube boxing's impact on the sport. While many traditional boxers scoff at YouTube fighters, Anthony Joshua has adopted a more measured perspective. The former heavyweight champion recognizes that internet stars like Jake Paul have brought fresh energy to boxing, attracting younger audiences who might not otherwise engage with the sport. Influencer boxing has drawn in new fans, Joshua has noted, highlighting how these crossover events expand boxing's reach. Rather than dismissing them outright, he credits YouTube fighters for sparking interest among demographics traditional boxing often struggles to connect with, proving the sport can evolve while maintaining its core integrity.
What do you think of this trend at the moment of YouTubers entering the world of boxing? Because Jake Paul's about to fight Mike Tyson, isn't he?
Yes.
What do you think about this trend?
I personally think it's really good. I think that the boxing hardcores, like boxing fanatics, they don't like it because it's like, why are they disrespecting our sport? There's an Olympic system that you have to go through, and once you're qualified there, then you go through to the professional ranks. Whereas someone with a profile can just come out of nowhere and fight one of the best guys. Let's say we divided this crowd in half, and you've got half of the people that are hardcore boxing fans and half of the people that love a certain person that's into YouTube.
Like a YouTuber, yeah.
But that person brings all of these people into boxing, which benefits everyone else that's involved.
Because some of them might stay not just for that match, they might get into the sport.
And it's a tough game, so everyone viewing helps. So I think it's really good for people that need some exposure.
What do you make of this YouTube for the boxing scene?
I'm telling you, it's good for boxing because I'm saying it's showing people you can fight someone that is well-known, credible, can fight, marketable, without a championship, and have that same effect early on in your career, and you can still get all the rewards anyway. So I think that they're showing guys, oh, hang on a minute, there's so much potential in boxing regardless of championships, and I think it's good because now people start taking more risks early on. These guys coming into the game are changing the landscape for the better, showcasing that if you have a business mind on, marketable, creative, content-driven, obviously talented, you can generate big business.
Anthony Joshua accepts Jake Paul's challenge. I'll fight anyone, anytime. Anthony Joshua has fired back at Jake Paul's callouts with a characteristically confident response. The former heavyweight champion instructed his promoter Eddie Hearn to publicly declare his willingness to face any opponent, including Paul, at any time. This unambiguous statement serves two purposes. It reinforces Joshua's reputation as a fearless competitor who doesn't selectively avoid fights, while simultaneously dismissing any narrative that he might be ducking the YouTube-turned boxer. Joshua's response maintains his professional demeanor while making clear that if Paul wants this fight, he's ready to deliver it.
Well, here, I want to ask you a question because the world of media went mental this morning. Anthony Joshua against Jake Paul. Please put this to bed or light the fire. What's going on?
I mean, this is the first time I've spoken about the fight. To be honest, like, I look at it and I think Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua. I mean, look, for me, we'd do it for the banter. Do you know what I mean? Like, AJ would fight Jake Paul. He'd fight anyone, to be honest with you. And if Jake Paul wants to step up and fight Anthony Joshua, he'll need the relevant insurance. But, you know, the only thing that was disappointing was he says 2026. I mean, that's like calling someone out. That's like me saying, you know, LA Olympics for the surfing, 2028, I'll be there. Do you know what I mean? Do it in 2025 if you really want to do it. You're not going to get really much better at this stage, but I don't know, those two have spoken. I spoke to AJ this morning, he went, listen, of course, I'd fight. I mean, you know, if the question was asked to Jai, would you fight Jake Paul? And there was...
I wouldn't fight him, I'd bash him.
But he might do it, he might just do it for, you know, just for doing it, for the sake of it. But obviously we know, listen, Jake creates massive events, right? You know that's going to create, like, unbelievable viewership, and, no disrespect to Jake Paul, it's a straightforward night's work. But, you know, I like this calling out of Canelo and all this. AJ it's another challenge up there. But, you know, if they're game, why not?
What did he say, AJ, to you about it?
He said, why not? I said, what do you want me to say when I'm asked about it? And he said, tell everyone I'll fight anyone, anytime. It's not a problem for me.
Jake Paul's audacious challenge to boxing elite stuns fans. The boxing world was left stunned when Jake Paul targeted Anthony Joshua, a two-time unified heavyweight champion and Olympic gold medalist, in his latest callout. This bold move marks Paul's most brazen challenge to date, raising eyebrows across the sport. While the YouTube star has built his boxing career on facing big names, his claims about defeating an elite-level champion like Joshua demonstrate unprecedented ambition. Boxing purists find it remarkable that Paul, with just a handful of professional fights against non-boxers, would challenge someone of Joshua's caliber, a fighter who has shared the ring with the sport's very best. This audacious call-out pushes Paul's disruptor persona further than ever before.
Jake Paul has just called Anthony Joshua out. Yes, Anthony Joshua, AJ, the two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. This brother called this man out. Oh my God. Now, in a recent clip on Jake Paul's podcast, I think, he basically said that he will beat Anthony Joshua's ass and he has no skill, no chin, and he's too stiff for him. He also apologized to Anthony, saying, Anthony, I'm sorry, we're friends, but I know I can beat your ass. This guy is tapped in the head. Then again, he almost got a fight with Tank. If Tank beat Lamont Roach when they drew, he would have fought Jake Paul. It was lined up, basically. A lot of people get mad when people say he's the face of boxing. These highly rated boxers want to fight Jake Paul. So, I don't know what to say, honestly. But one thing for sure, AJ will never fight. AJ is too classy for that. Way too classy. He respects the sport of boxing too much to fight this guy. Absolute plonker. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And make sure you follow for the most up-to-date and sharpest boxing news and content.
Jake Paul casts wider net in high-profile callouts. Never one to limit his ambitions, Jake Paul has set his sights beyond Anthony Joshua, recently turning his attention to MMA superstar Conor McGregor. The social media pugilist has been vocal about his improving boxing skills while simultaneously suggesting the 35-year-old McGregor is past his prime. This pattern of targeting combat sports' biggest names, regardless of discipline, reveals Paul's calculated approach to maintaining relevance. By positioning himself against fading but still massive stars, he continues his strategy of leveraging others' fame while avoiding rising contenders who might expose his limitations. Whether these callouts materialize into actual fights remains secondary to the headlines they generate.
You think McGregor's done?
I think he has to come back and fight, but he needs to win.
Will he fight you?
I don't think he will. I think my skill level is outgrowing his in boxing, and I have the height advantage. He can't beat me, and I think he probably knows that. And time, he's only getting older, and I'm only getting better.
Jake Paul eyes Gervonta Tank Davis fight despite weight disparity, adding another big name to his hit list. Jake Paul has expressed interest in facing boxing phenom Gervonta Tank Davis. The undefeated lightweight champion recently defeated Lamont Roach and appears open to new challenges. However, this potential matchup presents a major obstacle: a substantial weight difference between the fighters. Davis competes at 135 pounds, lightweight, while Paul typically fights around 200 pounds, cruiserweight. For this fight to happen, Paul would need to undergo a dramatic weight cut, a move that could jeopardize his ability to return to heavier divisions for future bouts, including his much-discussed potential clash with Anthony Joshua in 2026. This ambitious callout further demonstrates Paul's pattern of pursuing high-profile fights regardless of weight class realities.
So a Tank Davis versus Jake Paul exhibition match was going to take place after the Lamont Roach fight, until Tank drew with Roach, leading to a rematch. Now, I'm going to say the unpopular opinion here, but the size difference would have been way too much. I mean, even if Tank brought Jake down to 190 or 200 pounds, he would have still been way too big. I mean, no matter how good a lightweight is, they would have almost no chance against a cruiserweight or heavyweight ranked top 200 in his division. And I'm sure people are going to bring up Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul, but Logan is just not a good boxer relative to Jake. Jake's been training for a couple years, he's had over 10 pro fights, and Mayweather was also junior middleweight in this fight, not in lightweight like Tank. But that being said, I'm glad Tank and Jake isn't happening. It would have been a fun spectacle, but I'm not the biggest fan of the exhibition stuff. And instead now Tank and Roach will be rematching in June. The first fight did a little over 260,000 pay-per-view buys, which isn't bad in this market. Roach absolutely deserves a second fight, so I do think the rematch will do far more numbers. And as for Jake, I want to see him fight big-name boxers around his weight class. The Tommy Fury rematch, for example, he's undefeated. The first fight did a little over 800,000 pay-per-view buys. He's around the same age range, so that's the fight I want to see, not the exhibitions. But let me know what you guys think.
Jake Paul crowns himself boxing's only real attraction in controversial claim in his latest attention-grabbing statement. Jake Paul has proclaimed himself as the only real fighter in boxing today. The social media star turned boxer insists he alone brings genuine excitement and energy to the sport, dismissing more established champions in the process. While some concede Paul has helped attract new, younger audiences to boxing, many veterans of the sport view this as an outrageous self-promotion tactic. His boastful claim, coming from a fighter with just 10 professional bouts against non-traditional opponents, has been met with both amusement and frustration from boxing purists who argue real champions prove themselves against elite competition, not through social media bravado.
The realist in the game.
That's not glazing, bro. That's the problem is you're frail, bro. I told
bro, but here's the thing.
I told Patrick Bet-David yesterday, I am a fan of you. Nothing wrong with being a fan. I'm a fan of this.
It's okay to be
this
a fan
is his
of
favorite
people.
fighter. He said he'll whoop his ass. Yes, absolutely. He's a dog. You are a maggot. And you need to go.
I mean, this is I see, but you know what I will say is, you said I'm what's wrong with the world because I was sitting here chirping a little bit.
No, because you just read comments and you make it your identity.
Hold on.
You read comments and you make it your identity.
And you
don't even have your own opinion.
I just got so far in your head with just a couple comments to the point where you got heated. You started all of a sudden you started saying David, I would never fight you. That was weird, bro. And it's because I got
that and he overheard it because I was.
I don't know.
Just giving him his flowers, bro. He's an awesome dude.
You're like the internet loser person that reads the. You probably think my fights are rigged. Do you think my fights are rigged? Like the rest of the world? Do you think I'm on steroids?
No, I'm not gonna say nothing. I don't think. Look, I never thought your fights were rigged. I was at the Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah, see, you're imbecile.
I'm kidding. It wasn't rigged. I know it wasn't rigged.
Jake Paul's controversial blueprint. Big money callouts and bigger trash talk. Jake Paul has perfected a polarizing formula in combat sports: lure boxing legends with lucrative paydays, then mercilessly trash talk them, win or lose. Even after suffering his first professional defeat against Tommy Fury, the YouTube star continues positioning himself as boxing's main attraction through sheer force of personality. While his supporters applaud the fresh energy and financial opportunities he brings to the sport, critics argue Paul's self-promotion far outweighs his actual accomplishments in the ring. The debate rages on: is he boxing's bold new disruptor, or just a master hype man inflating his own reputation? One thing's certain, love him or hate him, people keep talking about Jake Paul.
Who is the most power you've ever felt in a fight?
I would say Tommy Fury. It's the shots you don't see, so Tommy was a little tricky. Mike's punches I could see coming. He was strong, but he didn't land anything clean. So I honestly didn't feel Mike Tyson's full power, but that's good. I mean, you don't want to, so.
I feel like he lost confidence second round. Like,
yeah.
He stopped giving his all.
He just started surviving.
Jake Paul's failed Canelo Alvarez call-out. Saudi promoter blamed Jake Paul once aggressively pursued a fight with pound-for-pound king Canelo Alvarez, but the matchup ultimately fell through. Paul pointed fingers at Turki Al-Sheikh, the powerful Saudi boxing promoter, claiming he blocked the potential bout. The YouTube-turned-boxer repeatedly accused Canelo of ducking him in social media tirades. However, Canelo ultimately chose to follow Al-Sheikh's lucrative Saudi-backed fight plans rather than entertain Paul's challenge. The situation highlighted the limits of Paul's call-out strategy when facing elite boxers who answer to the sport's traditional power brokers rather than social media hype. While Paul framed it as avoidance, boxing insiders saw it as Canelo prioritizing legacy fights over spectacle matchups.
Everything was ready to go, 1 yard line, signed LOI. Basically, Turkey hates me, absolutely hates me. We heard through the back channels for multiple weeks, because we've been negotiating since the Monday after the Tyson fight. So we were negotiating for 2 months straight.
That's a lot of time.
And the whole entire time, Turkey was doing everything in his power to strip the fight, try to not make it happen, calling Canelo, calling Eddie Reynoso, basically saying, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? To the point where he had to threaten Canelo to pull his 3-fight deal. You're not fighting Crawford. I'm not paying you any of this money. And he's basically paying him over $100 million for this random fight in May. And Canelo at some point is like, okay, you bought me.
Will boxing politics derail another Jake Paul superfight following the collapse of his proposed Canelo Alvarez bout due to promotional conflicts? Questions now swirl about whether Jake Paul's desired Anthony Joshua fight could meet the same fate. While Paul aggressively promotes the potential matchup behind the scenes, boxing's complex web of financial interests and political maneuvering may prove more formidable than any opponent. Industry insiders note that between Joshua's existing commitments to Matchroom Boxing and Saudi promoters, plus Paul's unorthodox positioning in the sport, numerous contractual and financial hurdles could emerge. As history shows, in elite boxing, even the most hyped fights can crumble when business interests collide, regardless of how loud the social media buzz becomes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul is officially off. Here, I'll get out of the way so you can see the off. But this actually makes sense to me because the owner of Ring Magazine, Turki Al-Sheikh, he posted a very cryptic photo on Instagram about an hour ago, and the caption reads, "Don't mess with the lion. 4 fights for Canelo with Riyadh season, the deal is done. A lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of a sheep. Fear the lion, not the jungle." And look who the first comment is. Canelo, let's go, brother. This is one of the few times Canelo has publicly been on good terms with Turki Al-Sheikh. But boy, from the Terrence fight being off to now the Jake Paul fight being off, this has been a wild couple of last few days for the face of boxing. Wait. Which one of these two is the face of boxing? I'm just kidding, it's Jake Paul, obviously. Just kidding, it's Canelo! But since it looks like Canelo is now under contract with Turki Al-Sheikh, the chances of Canelo ever fighting Jake Paul have lowered significantly. Because no offense to Jake Paul, from what I've heard, Turki Al-Sheikh doesn't want to associate himself with the kind of boxing that Jake Paul does. Any more updates that happen with this, I'll be sure to do my best to fill you in. As always, thanks for watching.
That's all for now. Stay tuned for more updates, and drop your opinions in the comments. Until next time.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.